Any minute. I love this part. Somebody was laughing at me the other day saying that, like, you know, I'm alive, am I there yet?
Really? I'm quite the opposite. I'm like, oh
It's like,
God.
I'm alive. Yeah, I think we're definitely live now, Gaynor. Yeah, that's us. We're up and running. So we're 11 seconds live now. So we'll just wait a few seconds until everybody kind of joins us as well. So see how many people are going to join us this evening. Who's going to Mr. River City to be live with us guys, you know, on a Tuesday evening. So the numbers are coming in. It's getting quite exciting. The numbers are going up. They're going up pretty fast. So I'm super excited to be live again tonight for the live metabolic reboot 501. So I'm now live with you and I, Gaynor, so I've kind of switched off the Facebook, so that's to the side, so that, like, because the Facebook's a little bit further behind the Zoom time, so it's quite strange when you look at yourself on the screen and you see yourself like a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
So I'm delighted to introduce my client, Gaynor. I'm actually, you know what, I've been buzzing about this all day, actually. I was on my way home for Valentine's today, just buzzing about this call tonight. So I'm on the hot seat with Gaynor tonight, who's been on an amazing transformation journey, and it's been really inspirational. Like I say, I'm absolutely super excited. So we're just going to dive in, Gaynor. We're going to dive in. I know this has been you've been quite worried about this today.
Yeah, it's not something I would normally do.
So let me put you at ease. Take one. Metabolic reboot. Well done. Congratulations. So we're going to dive deep into that metabolic reboot and what that's about and what the journey that you've been on for kind of 12, 13, 14 weeks with me. So before coming on the transformation program, tell us kind of the things you were struggling with before working with Momentum Energy.
So I was struggling, I think, with low self-esteem, confidence, and I think the confidence was also to do with how I looked and how I felt about myself. I was struggling with increased hot flushes, menopausal symptoms, the weight gain around the belly, and yeah, anxiety became a big thing for me. There were times when I couldn't even get out of the house. So yeah, it was pretty bad. I was pretty bad before I joined BU.
Wow. So, like, what to help us understand, what did that mean for you?
I felt really low. I think if you remember our first phone call, I think I came off the phone in tears. And I think because, you know, sort of admitting to yourself how you actually feel about yourself, it is a big step. I mean, it's okay sitting down and saying, you know, I need to change, I need to do this, I need to do that, but actually making that first phone call and actually doing that was a monumental thing for me. It was absolutely huge. And I knew I couldn't do it on my own. So for me, it meant sort of empowering myself again, you know.
Okay, and in what way?
Taking back control. I think I think changing the way I felt about myself more than anything. Because I really was at a really low point. You know, like I'm saying, and I think a lot of it was menopause. And that was obviously, I knew I could change that with diet, but I needed support to do that. And I don't mean diet as in being on a diet, I mean just changing the way I was eating. So yeah.
Okay, so where was this showing up? So obviously you were suffering kind of bad anxiety. You said you didn't want to go out of the house, that kind of stuff. Where else was it showing up in your life? Like, where was it impacting you?
So socially, I think, even, you know, like going to the shops and going shopping, I didn't even want to go shopping because I was so conscious about how I looked, and I used to look at myself with disgust and think, oh my God, you look an absolute mess. And I would try and like cover myself up. You know, I was a 14 pushing a 16, squeezing into a 14. And I knew I really needed to go up to that 16, but I also knew I didn't want to go there. Do you know? So it was impacting everything on my life, my clothes, my socially, my confidence, just everything. It was just awful. My mood as well. You know, I was really low when I started with you. So
wow.
that sounds terrible.
No, it must have been tough. You know,
Yeah.
it sounded like, you know, that was hard. You know, I remember that call. You know, you know, I do remember it, and it, you know, it was a tough. These calls are that it does break my heart. You know, you know, when you hear it, you know, and you say it out, you said it earlier on. You say it out loud. You know.
Yeah. Saying it out loud, I think that's the big thing. I said, you know, it's okay, like, you know, we all sit here and say, oh, I need to do something, and we're doing that while we're shoving crisps and biscuits and crap into our mouths. You know, oh, I need to, this is my last bag of crisps. You know, I'm not going to have any more salted caramel ice cream while I'm finishing the last tub. Do you know?
So it was all to do with the menopause then. It wasn't the ice cream or anything like that.
No. Do you know what I was buying? The big bags of crisps, the big grab bags.
Wow.
And I was sitting me and my husband, we would sit and have half of one of them, and I would be like, and I would feel really bad and go, I'm not going to eat any more of them. And then I'd be down to Tesco's and buy more, you know, and it was just, it was just terrible.
Oh.
But you've obviously not looked at my diary for today, because I put a Jaffa cake on it today.
Really, yeah. Well, I've just literally got in the door, so I will look at that. But you're not on a diet, so it's like, you know, that it's like, you know.
No, I mean, like what I've been eating, like my diary.
Where did the Jaffa cake come from? Just out of curiosity.
It was in the drawer. It was there.
What was it doing in the drawer? That's psychology. We've covered that subject, have we not?
Well, that's yeah. We have. But that was my husband, so I'll blame him.
Yeah, let's blame your husband. Yeah, that old chestnut, you know.
Yeah, it's all his fault.
Well, listen, I mean, your diet's been great, so it's like, you know, we're not going to beat you up with one little, because you're not on a diet. You can have whatever you want, really. You know, it's a lifestyle transformation. So, well, thanks for sharing that with us. You know, in terms of how, you know, much this was impacting your life, and I know that's not always easy. And you know, you talked about your anxiety and, you know, the menopause, and I take it they were both affecting each other. So the menopause was affecting.
Yeah, so menopause, I mean, because of the dramatic change in hormones, unfortunately, it's something you can't control. Well, you can, I suppose you can have patches, but for me, patches weren't compatible with my family history. So I had to do something other than that. But menopause does come along with anxiety. You know, that the two go hand in hand. And some women maybe sail through it. Maybe they don't get much anxiety. But for me, the anxiety was the biggest thing. Wow. And then because my diet was so bad, the hot flushes and the sweats were starting to get out of control.
Wow. And was that even happening just not long before you picked up the phone to me?
Oh yeah, that was probably my worst point.
Wow.
That was probably my worst. I was probably at my lowest point when I phoned you.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So tell me then, what you know, what difference has it made?
So now I'm back to work, which I struggled to even, like I'm saying, I struggled to get out the door, and I don't take any medication or anything like that because I knew it was all menopause. Now I now enjoy going to work, but I'd rather go to the gym. So when I'm in the stock room, I'm doing squats.
Jeez.
And I just realised just a couple of days ago, there's cameras in the stock room. I thought, Christ, if anyone watches that video back, they're going to be saying, what the hell is she doing? So yeah, now if I don't go to the gym now, I'm like, oh, I need to go.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the gym wasn't open during the first part of your program as well.
No.
So how did you adapt to that then? How did you adapt to that?
Oh, so the first lot of exercise you gave me, I remember it was like 10 reps. And I was struggling with 10 reps. I can't believe that when I'm saying that now, but it was really, really hard. But I bought some equipment and it wasn't expensive. It really wasn't expensive, you know, the bands. And do you know, I was just so determined. I think when you join this, you've really got to be at that point and you've got to be 100%, you know, that you want to change. Yeah.
I mean, that's interesting you say that, because the importance of, you know, I think I've said that in actually the post I posted about your transformation, and I said the importance of finding your why, and if you really want to change, talk more about that. Yeah. What does that mean?
Yeah, I think you've really got to want to. I think it's like I said, you know, and I was sitting there with my bag of giant Watsits, you know, shoveling them in, saying, oh, I need to do something about this, I need to do something about this, but never actually doing anything. And I think you have to reach a certain point in your life, you know, on that journey of wanting to change. You've got to get to your problem. Well, for me anyway, I had to get to my lowest point.
Yeah.
For me to want to change. And you know, I was looking at myself and I was disgusted. I was absolutely disgusted. You know, those first photographs, I was in tears when Alex took them. I said, I look a mess. I look disgusted. Oh, I can't even put it into words, but I just thought I looked gross. Wow. So I think at that point I couldn't actually see myself getting to the point I'm at now.
Wow.
I didn't envisage that happening, and I think, as you know, Dan, it took me a long time to see that progress, and I couldn't do like a week by week comparison. I needed that start to, you know, that 3-month comparison, and I was actually fair away with myself.
I mean, amazing. Yeah, talk about your results. You know, talk through the weight loss, the energy levels, the confidence, everything that you've achieved.
Yeah. So what I found was, I think one day I said to you, I actually feel skinny, and I think that's because the weight was starting to come off.
Wow.
And my clothes were feeling a lot looser. So, and that was quite quick. That happened. But I think if you remember, I sort of went steady for about 6 weeks. You know, my weight never changed. I never had any inch loss or anything. But although I didn't lose weight and I didn't have inch loss, I was definitely fitter and stronger. And what it does for your confidence, you know, you walk that little bit taller. You know, I was 5'2", I'm now 5'3", you know, because I'm standing upright. Yeah, and I look at myself and I think, wow, I've done amazing. I feel proud of what I've achieved. And I think I did at one point become a little bit too focused on the weight loss. So yeah, I'm just really, really pleased with what I've done, and where I'm going.
Yeah, I mean, the progress pictures speak for themselves. You can see you're standing with confidence, you know. And
yeah,
I know you're a bit of a biker chick and stuff like that as well. So you like to fit in the nice jeans and stuff, and wear Dr. Martin boots, and
I love my dogs.
and you know, how good does it feel?
It feels. Do you know what? I always wanted a pair of dogs. I kept saying, "Oh, I'm too old. I'm too fat. My legs are too fat, and everything." And now, I got them, and I was like, actually, you know, you look all right. You know, you look quite good in them. So yeah.
Wow.
I'm just really pleased with my overall image. Although my husband's probably not very pleased that he has to buy me a whole new wardrobe. Like, and I'm not joking.
I know a good tailor, you know, actually. I've just done a session in the gym with a tailor as well. So yeah, I did say I'd mentioned Senna and Al, you know.
No, I'd rather go shopping for new clothes, Dan.
We know you like kind of John Lewis girl, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
I kind of got that information out yesterday. Yeah. So I'm just going to quickly share something actually, because you talked about your weight loss. So I'm going to quickly actually share it. Actually, I think I can find it here. Just bear with me 2 seconds. Share. Let me see. Where am I? Gaynor. Here we go. Can you see that on the screen? I'm hoping it was.
No, I can't see anything. It's telling me to sign in.
No, don't sign in. Just leave it. Just leave it. Just leave it. It's fine. I think you're okay. I'm sure. I'm hoping everybody else can see this, so I'm just going to double check. But because we're behind, I don't know if we can actually see it or not. I hope I've not cut. Hope I've not cut off. You're still there anyway. I can still see you.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. I'm still here.
I better watch. I didn't start button bashing and pressing wrong buttons here. Oh my God, what am I doing? Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
I think it definitely works now. I think I've definitely got it. So I'm pure button bashing here. Here we go. Right, back to the results. Okay, finally. So can you not see this on the screen? Are you? Or, that's fine. That's okay.
I can just see you in the corner. It's fine.
That's okay. The audience will be able to see your results. So I don't know what happened on the 30th of June because it did go up. So I don't know if maybe we got the wrong the wrong weigh-in for the first weigh-in that we done.
All right. No, I didn't go up. My weight never went up. It either always stayed the same or I lost.
Because I'm looking at here. You went from the 5th of July. You went then down to from 75 to 72. So that was quite a big loss. Then you did stay the same for like a week, and then after about 3 weeks, you just so you did have a bit of a drop. Then you stayed the same, and then it was a gradual decrease every week. Was just down. We got to about August. I don't know what happened in August, the 16th. Yeah, you had a good result, and then it went up again.
Right.
But I mean, I'm talking like a little tiny bit. So probably pretty much stayed the same in the August, and then it just started to drop again. I think the last that you've not updated your app for a while. You need to update the result. On
my weight.
Yeah. On
oh yeah, I haven't put that in. So yeah.
I'll stop that share there. I thought I would just share that. Can you see me now normal now? Yeah.
Great.
Brilliant. So I mean, amazing. So why did you feel, what was different about us? Why did you reach out for us? Why did you reach out for Momentum?
So I'll be honest with you, Dan. I heard you before I saw you in Valentine. So
there's a surprise.
Yeah, there is a surprise. So as you know, I'd been going to Valentine's for quite a wee while, and previously I'd lost weight, but I never maintained it, and there were several factors as to why I never maintained it. And then I think in January it was, before lockdown, I'd seen you, and I'd started to get myself back on it, or try to get myself back on it, and I'd noticed the little logo on your tracksuit bottoms, right? So I took a photo of you in the gym, and I had to zoom in to see what it was. And then I stalked you for about 6 months. So
was that on social media then? Were you just kind of...
That was on your site, yes. Yeah. I didn't actually join, but I stalked you because I think I wanted to see what it is you were doing, how you were helping people, and I wanted to see that you had results. I didn't want to join this, because, obviously it's, a bit of money, and I didn't want to, I wanted to know that I was joining something from somebody who would help me maintain and support me. And when I felt crap, and when I thought, oh, Ken, I don't feel like doing this, blah, 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 they would say, look, come on, blah, 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 blah. Get back on it. And I wanted to see that you would give me that momentum.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun, but yeah.
So what was different about this then for you to maybe anything you maybe done before? What was different? So
for me, like, hold on, I had to rethink about that and actually wrote some stuff down. Look, I probably can't even read it. I think I think, as I've already said, your results are proven in your clients. And I think the support was really, really important for me. It was important for me to be supported this time, to make sure that it wasn't one of those things that I did for a couple of months and then I fell down the wayside again. And being accountable, knowing that you've invested in this financially, I think makes you want to be more accountable. Do you know what I mean? People pay for a gym membership for 50 quid a month, or Weight Watchers for £8 a month or whatever they're paying, and they don't really have to account for it. Do you know what I mean? It's not that much money for for some people. It's, you know, it's not a major investment for them in themselves. So for me, yeah, it was a major investment for me. So that held me accountable.
Yeah, I love it, investing in your health. You know,
Yeah.
I have these conversations with people all the time. You know, what we spend money on, you know, people have breaks away all the time. Okay, we're not having holidays just now. So,
Yeah.
you know, now's probably the time to be investing in yourself while we've got this opportunity. You know, people spend on, like, I was on a call to a guy the other day spending like £600 on a car per month, you know, and it's like, and yet he's 6 stone overweight, you know, that he needs help, you know, otherwise why would he be on the phone to me, you know? And you know, let's go into what you've tried before then. So what have you tried before?
So I've tried like doing it myself before. I mean, my nutrition was always good. Where I failed before was eating crap, you know, watching television, eating crisps, you know, I'll have a bit of cheese on toast, or I'll have a couple of biscuits. And that's what was getting out of control as well, you know, just eating the wrong foods all the time. Sorry, what was the question?
Yeah, it was a what have you tried before? Like,
so yeah, so I've tried to be I tried just going to the gym, and I did get down to 10 stone 12 before, and I did try that before, but I don't know why I stuck at that same weight, and I couldn't, I think I told you that, you know, I couldn't get past that weight. But as well, I think what I was doing, that is all I had actually tried before, is just cutting out rubbish, Dan. But I think where I was going wrong is I was skipping breakfast, and sometimes I was skipping lunch. And then in the evening, yeah, my body was craving all that stuff that I hadn't eaten. So then I was overeating. So by evening, you're sitting down, you're sedentary, you're not doing anything. Your body's then storing all that overnight. So instead of eating regularly through the day, you know, I was starving myself and then eating at night, which was completely wrong. Completely wrong for me.
You've actually just hit the nail on the head, and you know, I hear that often, you know, when people say to me I'm not eating, you know, where am I going wrong? And they're right, they're not eating enough, you know, and that is the problem. That's the problem, to where it's going to have an impact on, you know, if we're going to dive into hormones, that's where it's going to have an impact on all the other hormones, particularly going through the menopause.
So I went from not eating though to overeating as well. So my portion size, I think even when I started with you, my portion size could have been a lot smaller, I think. So I think portion control is really important. But I kind of still started off like I was having quite a decent breakfast, and I was still having like you know, like 50 grams of nuts or something, and then I was still having a full sandwich. Whereas now, as you like, you know, I'm having a lighter breakfast, I'm having a snack, and I've got my half sandwich Dan plan. So
don't give all my secrets away.
so yeah, so I'm now actually, now that I'm eating healthier, I'm needing, my portion sizes have automatically just cut down because I don't actually need as much now.
Okay, so I'm going to dive into that a bit further because we're on that subject of nutrition. And, you know, recently I posted, I can't remember the exact post, it was something like, what do you need to get in shape? Or something like that, wasn't that? You know, and what was your response to that? Because I really liked it.
Nutrition.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people will come back, listen, all of the other stuff is important. You need hard work, commitment, dedication, you know, you need all of that. But the nutrition for me is I think that was the eye opener for you.
I think for me, yeah, it was eating healthy 5 times a day. It was definitely the nutrition, because it's true what they say, you are what you eat. So whatever goes in here is going to make you feel good or bad. So if you're eating crap, you're going to feel crap. You know, and if you're eating good, healthy food, your body will enjoy this food. You will be energized by this food.
Wow. Wow. So what was different about the nutrition then, like for you, in terms of like how I helped and supported you on that journey?
So I think I was eating these probiotic yogurts and things, and I think I was quite chuffed with myself when I showed you what I had, and you were like, nope, that's got sugar in it. And I was like, oh, right, okay, well, I've got this, I have sugar-free coffee sachets. And you went, no, they've got sugar in, they've got to go, get rid of them. And I think I'd been to Costco, and knowing that I was going to join your plan, and I got a big box of porridge, but I'm like, I don't like porridge, so I got the one with syrup.
Oh, geez.
And you said, no, you can't have them. So my niece, Abby, got them. And if she's watching, hi. So yeah, I got rid of a lot of things with sugar in.
Yeah, it's amazing you say the Costco thing, because I'm going to put a message out, like when you come on board my plan, not to go shopping at Costco beforehand. This is not the first time this has happened to somebody else on this plan, not just you. Yeah, definitely, like, don't visit Costco, because that you're just destined for disaster, really.
Yeah.
And buying in bulk as well, and you know.
Yeah, but you get bored with the same food as well, and then you tend not to kind of eat it. So I find what I try and do is plan my week of food. And so, like, I was working today, so yesterday, when I was doing my breakfast, lunch and everything yesterday, I planned today's food as well. So it was already done. So I think planning your food, knowing what you're going to eat, is really important. Preparation is really, really important. And it doesn't take that long. It doesn't take that long.
So food prep and sugar, what else did you discover? So, I mean, the big discovery was the sugar, I think. I think that was probably...
Yeah. What else did you
discover? I think the sugar, I'd like to talk, I'd like to dive into a bit of that, if that's all right. You know, in terms of
I was having sugar, so I was having these coffee sachets that said they were sugar-free. And then when you looked on the information label, there was like 8 grams of sugar in it. And I was like, this says sugar-free. And then I was adding sugar on top of that.
Wow.
So it's the same with a cup of tea. You know, it was sugar. I can't believe actually the amount of sugar I was eating, because even like with chocolate, biscuits, you know, jam, everything. And I actually don't crave sugar at all now. But, you know, I was having cravings for sweet things all the time. But it was like the more sugar I ate, the more I craved.
Yeah.
And that's what it was like. It was like I was on a little merry-go-round, you know, a little hamster wheel going round and round and round, and I couldn't get off it. So yeah, the sugar was a big thing, I think, and knowing what to look for now. You know, I mean, you've got me into this Faye yogurt, whatever it's called. Faye. Right. So I think when you first sort of introduced me to that, and it's just milk.
Yeah, that's
right. So when you first introduced me to that, I said to you, it's dry. It's like, mwah, mwah. I was like, mwah. I'm glad I've not got false teeth. I was sticking to the roof of my mouth. But see now, I just buy the little pots, and I eat them. I don't even put anything in them now.
Wow.
I just eat them as they are, and I'll have like that for my breakfast.
Wow. And they're tasty as well. Yeah, they're.
Oh, it's lovely. It's thick and it's creamy, and it's really good. And I can't believe there's actually no additives in it. It's absolutely amazing.
You know, touching on the sugar, I think that's where you were going wrong, and I think that's, if anybody's watching this today, that's where they're going wrong. You know, I think what you've just described in the last kind of half an hour is where a lot of women like yourself are going wrong. You know, so I want people to watch this, and I'm looking to inspire thousands of people to transform their life, hundreds and thousands of them. I want to share information as well and give value. So certainly the sugar is the the big downfall, because, you know, I wanted to talk about like the consequences of hormone change have on weight, but also the consequences that eating sugar has on your hormones.
Yes, absolutely. So what I've found since I've been with your plan, so I think, you know, as I said at the beginning, I was having like increased hot flushes, anxiety and everything like that. And don't get me wrong, I do still have the anxiety, but it's a fraction to what it was, an absolute fraction to what it was. I don't have any hot flushes now at all, not a single hot flush. And I put that down to the nutrition and the weight loss.
Wow. Wow.
But I've been reading a little bit about the menopause, and if you eat a well-balanced diet, your menopause symptoms will be a lot less. And you do have to cut out sugar, and it also says white carbs,
which is effectively sugar anyway.
Yeah.
As we know, you know, it's high in it impacts your blood just as much, if not more, than sugar. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I've got a good book as well. I read quite a bit of this on my last as well. How to balance your hormones, you know. Yeah. I mean, sorry, carry on.
It's really just eating healthy. It really, really is just eating healthy. And you know, last night, so Alex had a big bag of these giant Wotsits. You know, they're about this big. They're huge. And I used to love, and I'm not joking you, I used to love them, absolutely love them. And last night I had 4 of them. And he said to me, do you want another one? I was like, no.
Did it taste like fake? Did it taste like kind of like additives and
because normally I would just be eating that and I would be like, yeah, and I'll just like, oh no. I mean, not I do what anymore.
Wow.
So it's amazing how eating healthy actually stops your cravings.
Yeah. And eating regular, like what you've been.
And it's quite quick as well. That happened quite quick for me. It wasn't, you know, within a month, I was like, oh, I don't need anything to eat. And when I did feel that I did want something to eat, I was taking a drink of, so I don't drink any fizzy juice or anything like that. And I have like sugar-free Vimto, which I make it really weak. I dilute it down really. I don't like it strong, so it's quite weak. And I take a good drink. So if I feel I do have a craving of something, I take a good drink of water, or sometimes gin, right enough.
Let's get that in there. Yeah, why not?
Oh, that was my niece, honestly. She's bad for me.
That's you using the blame game again, you know. It's a. I'm thinking. I'm not sure if we're still actually live here, but I see that lots of people have commented on the page. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but yeah, they can definitely still see us. I don't know why it's like a funny looking screen. I don't get it. Let's have a look. I don't want to leave the meeting. No, cancel that. Right, I'm back again. Right, just bear with me 2 seconds. Keep talking. You're doing good. I'm just checking the mess. I'm just checking if anybody's actually like messaged. There's quite a few comments here. We've got Dawn commenting, well worth the investment. Well done, Gaynor. Mazzy's went, go back. I don't know if she meant as in like go back as in when I was doing the somebody's saying can only see the Zoom screen to the join meeting. So maybe we've just been talking to ourselves for the last 20 minutes, Gaynor.
I do that every day anyway. So.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, I'm live, you know. I can't see all the comments. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like, you know, this is hilarious. I can see myself. I think we're back. I can actually see we're back on this. I'm like on the Facebook page, but I can't see all the comments. I'm going to have to go on my phone and check it. That's quite funny. I think from the share, I wonder if they could hear us. I don't know if they could actually see us.
Who cares? Get another gin.
Wait the now. Gaynor, take 2. Right, let me see. There's plenty of comments coming in. Let us see. Yeah. Liz is laughing her head off. She's like still here. Gail Murray, we can all see you. Yeah, we're worth the investment. That was Liz saying that earlier on. Mazzy was going, can't see. Linda said hi. I think that's all the comments I can see. So if anyone's got any questions as well, like fire. I love like fire. Like let's ask questions. Let's ask me or Gaynor any questions about her amazing transformation and the more energy. So Gaynor, well, yeah, what would you say to people like watching that are sitting on the fence?
Oh, right. I had to think about this. So I wrote something down because I think, you know, it's easy to say just do it. So if it's important to you, you'll find a way. Everything you need is within your reach. Momentum Energy is a great model for support and accountability. There are days when I felt I had lost, like you know, I'd like, oh, I can't be doing this. I felt flat, but you give me the encouragement I needed. So I would say to people, just do it. You know, put yourself first. And, you know, definitely invest in yourself. That sounds like a bit of a cliche, you know, but I think value your own worth. You know, it really, really is worth it. And, you know, I've stayed on like for another 3 months and I'm already talking about another 3 months.
Wow.
And that's really it's the motivation. You know, you keep me motivated. And I think I could still easily fall off the wagon if I didn't have that motivation. So yes, I've achieved, you know, I'm not where I want to be yet. I've still got a bit to go. And I think you're the key to doing that, for me doing that. Definitely.
I mean, I'm going to watch this back. That was like a little poem you done there, you know.
And I didn't know it.
We're having too much of a laugh tonight, you know. This is meant to be serious.
I don't care.
No, absolutely amazing. You know, that was lovely. That was really, really nice. You know, what you just said there. And I think you're right. Watching this, just do it. You know, yeah, you're right about doing it for yourself. And often I hear that, like, you know, when we had our call back then, and that kind of like, you know, yeah, the uncertainty, you know, and you know the fear, you know, it's a bit of fear as well, and and whether you're worth it. That's kind of what you said there, isn't it? Kind of like that, like,
yeah,
you know,
I think you do have to believe in yourself. I think it is scary acknowledging that you don't like the way you look, you know. And I thought for me it was really scary admitting that I was at the lowest point as to how I felt about myself. And it was a big step for me, a big step for me. But I think it was the best thing I've ever done for myself.
wow.
And that's the honest truth. Wow. I'm not just saying that to get another free week, Daniel. No, it's the best thing it's the best investment I've made in myself.
Wow.
It really has.
Wow.
Do you know, because if I was going to say anything to anybody, I would say it's 3 months from now, you'll be thanking yourself.
Wow.
You know, and keep going. Don't give up.
Wow.
You know, it's easy to give up, but you will regret it. 6 months down the line, you'll be wishing you didn't give up. You'll be wishing you were back where you started. You know, you will be wishing you were back on that wagon and, you know, put in the work in.
I mean, what you've just said there, I love it, because, you know, you're right. It's that kind of investment in yourself, and a lot of people are afraid of that. That's the fear, you know, that. Yeah,
I think it's hard to admit that you need a little bit of help, a little bit of support. It really is hard. But like I'm saying, you know, you won't regret it. You really won't. 3 months from now, if you're sitting on the fence, you'll be thanking.
Or sitting on the hot seat, you know.
Sitting on the hot seat.
And by the way, it's not all like, I like to put this out there that you don't have to come and sit in the hot seat as well. You know, I know it did take a lot. You know, I'm hoping by 3 months' time that people have the confidence to come and take this step. And you know,
yeah, you wouldn't have got my fat face on the screen 3 months ago. I remember you saying to me, "Oh, look at your face; it's really skinny." I'm like, "Oh,
brilliant, fun."
I'm very skinny.
But you're right. It's that you know, sitting on the fence and making that leap of faith that you've done. And you know, you probably wouldn't have believed me if I said to you 3 months ago, "Hi, you're going to be sitting on the sofa with Dan." You know.
No, I wouldn't have believed you, but I wouldn't also have believed that I could have achieved this. And I still think that I needed you as my support to do that. You know, I think we've touched briefly before on Slimming World and Weight Watchers and things like that. And yes, I've seen people lose weight on these things, but whether it's sustainable, I don't know. I would question that. And the reason is because it says, oh, you can have 8 glasses of wine, you can have a plate of chips, you can have this, and this. And you look at it and you think, but that's just the same crap you've been eating all the time. But you're not allowed to have an avocado and you're not allowed to have olives.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, you know, and you just think, well, why can I have a glass of wine, but I can't have olives, or I can't have avocado? Do you know what I mean? I can't have something that's healthy, but I can have something that's full of sugar.
Yeah. I mean, the logic in these diet clubs is insane. You know, it's I agree. I just don't get the logic in it. Like, you know, how are you expecting to get different results doing the same things?
Yeah.
You know, again and again and again and again. This is the logic. You know, walk me through the logic in that like, you know, people are expecting to get the same result. You just said you hit the nail on the head. You really hit the nail on the head. How do you expect to get the same results eating the same shit?
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is they're paying money for this and they've got no support at the end of it. Do you know what I mean? Their accountability is only to themselves. They're actually only paying for an app. Yeah. And that's all you're paying for. You're paying for an app. So I love it because I think I'd say to you, like, when we have our Monday call, you know, sort of like it's after the weekend, and it's not that I've been bad or anything over the weekend and I've not gorged myself or anything like that. But sometimes, you know, you get to the end of the week and you're like, oh, you know, you're feeling a bit flat, you're feeling a bit run down, a bit worn out. And then along comes Daniel.
Brilliant. Mr. Motivator.
Yeah, Mr. Motivator. Yeah. But the thing is you're very motivating, you're very inspirational. And I think that's what people need. They need people who are going to make them feel, you know, look, you are doing the right thing. You know, this will come. I think people, you know, we should have more Daniels.
I don't know.
You know, I said, oh, my Daniel.
Oh, brilliant.
My Daniel.
Fantastic. Listen, you've done absolutely amazing. I'm
Thank you.
Buzzing for you. You know, I'm just buzzing for your energy. And I was honestly super buzzing for tonight. But I've said buzzing quite a few times because it is that connection that, you know, that I love to get with my clients. I just love connecting. It's great.
Yeah.
I've got such an amazing job as well. You know, for me, it's a passion. It's a hobby as well. It's kind of like I'm helping people change their lives, feel better.
Yeah.
What's not to like about that? You know, it's amazing. So, yeah, I mean, energy, motivation, you know, that's my game. You know, in terms of what would you say? I've got one last question. I always kind of ask my guest on the hot seat, is that what would you say to your younger self?
Now, I had to think about that as well. Keep going. That was what I said. Keep going and don't give up, because I've done this before and I gave up, and I let other people influence me in that.
Wow.
In different ways. You know, tell me, oh, you're too skinny, or, you know, you don't need to lose any more weight. And then sort of like encouraging you to go off the wagon. Oh, I'll just have this. I'll miss it this week. It'll no matter. I'll go back next week. So I would say, tell my younger self, keep going. Don't give up. Yeah,
and focus on your own game. I think I'm a big fan of that. Like, run your own race. Like, you know,
I'm a great fan of running my own race. I love running my own race, and
Yeah.
I don't get caught up in anybody else's race because that's
I think that's one of the mistakes that I made, was going to the gym with friends, and like I wanted to do more than what they did, and I ended up, because they weren't able to do as much, I was actually not doing as much either.
Yeah.
So that was a wrong thing.
Again, you know, I use it in my triathlon. You know, I think I've not mentioned Ironman for a while.
That's no like you, Daniel.
But it's true. I don't run anybody else's race because it could end my strategy. You know, which is slow and steady wins the race, and that's my approach. Is it with my clients? Is it very much as I'm saying slow and steady. The results are immediate. The results are within a week. If you don't see the results within a week on my program, then you're not following the program.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that 100%.
You got an instant result. Your weight dropped straight away.
Yeah, because I think I spoke to you and I said to you, right, I'll start this week. And I think we were actually going to have a first meeting the next week. And I think I dropped 5 pounds in the first week.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
I dropped a bit in the first week. So yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Just sugar. And that was me not even doing your plan at that, your diary at that time. That was actually just cutting out sugar.
Yeah.
That was just cutting out sugar.
Yeah, wow.
So,
that's what I'm saying. The results are instant. The results are instant. If you don't see the results, it kills me when I hear people saying they're going to wait, they'll get the results. They get them now. If you're not getting the results, then you're not doing it. You know, you're still eating the bags of crisps, and you're still eating the rubbish. You know, and you can still have a bit of that. You know,
I still do. I mean, I had 2 scoops of salted caramel ice cream last night, but the thing is, I only had 2 scoops.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I didn't sit at the top, and I don't have that every night. This isn't an every night thing. This is like, you know, maybe twice a week I say, I'm going to have but I've not got a sweet tooth really. Cheese was my biggest downfall, and I've actually even cut that back as well, you know.
Cheese is good. Cheese has got protein and calcium in it, so it's like, you know, it's good for the body. So this has been a game changer for you, isn't it? Really, I mean,
it has completely. Honestly, I absolutely love going to the gym. I couldn't run the length of my garden. I'm now doing 2.5 miles on the treadmill, and considering I have arthritis in my feet and in my hips, that's quite an achievement for me. As you know, I've had a bit of a problem with my heart as well. But yeah, I've overcome sort of quite a lot, I think, to get to where I am. And I think I couldn't have done it. Absolutely couldn't have done it without you.
Brilliant. Fantastic. I'll just ask the audience if they've got any questions, see if anybody has got any questions. So, I think Mazzy's commenting about the diets, is that they've got a 95% failure rate because they want you to fail. You know, I would go as far as says I've got a 95 to 100% success rate. I'm not going to say 100%, but you know,
it's not a diet. I have to say that categorically, it is not a diet. This is just about choosing healthier options. You're not, you know, on a diet, you're restricted. You know, it says you can't have this, and this. As I've just said, with Slimming World, you can have X, but you can't have Y or Z. This is just about making a healthier choice for your body and giving your body what it actually needs, giving your body the fuel it needs, and that's what it's about. It definitely isn't, because I still have stuff, and it's about portion as well. It's about portion control as well, because I was, like I said, I was overeating. I was eating when I didn't need to eat.
Yeah.
So anyone that says this is a diet, I need to show them my food diary that's got Ringos on it. And
no, they were saying that the diet clubs don't work when we're talking about the diet.
Oh, right, yeah. No, I don't think they do either.
They've got a really, really high failure rate. So 95% of the people that go on their program, 95% fail. 95%.
Do you know what, Daniel? I think a lot of that as well is people don't have the support as well. Do you know what I mean? They're not given the right tools.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Most diets, you just off you go, crack on.
Yeah, yeah. I like what you said is the right tools. They've not got the right tools, and they're not given the right tools. In fact, they're like you highlighted earlier on, like an avocado is 14 sins, but a pint of beer is 7. So does that mean a pint of beer is healthier for me? I use that one all the time.
Yeah.
The other one, the Weight Watchers and stuff, it's like on one hand you're not allowed potatoes or olives or whatever, but on the other hand you can eat a sugar bar that's got nothing that's good for your body in it.
Yeah.
Apart from poison, because sugar is poison. You know, I've got a book called Sugar is Poison. I've got loads of books on sugar.
A good way to measure sugar, what I did, so as I used to have these protein bars, and what I did was I looked up how much sugar was in it, and I actually weighed that quantity of sugar out.
Wow.
So I could see actually how much sugar I was eating per bar.
Wow. Wow.
So that's the way I did it, and I was absolutely shocked at how much there was.
I mean, that's amazing. It's not only that, it's the other stuff that goes in it, like the additives, the flavorings, you know, the chemicals that we're putting into our products now, you know, that we're putting all these chemicals that are, by the way, these chemicals are having an effect on your hormones, mate. You know, it's like, you know.
Like I said, you know, you are what you eat. I mean, I still have, I would say now I'm quite clean in my eating now. I don't eat a lot of bread now, which is unusual for me because I did used to eat a lot of bread. But now, I mean, I do have a sandwich, but not every day. But yeah, I've just reduced. I don't know. It's just mental. It's just mental how it works. It's just crazy.
Yeah, how you get the amazing results, and you get to eat as much as little and often, I suppose. Really,
little and often. Yeah.
There was a good documentary on last night that I didn't actually finish off because I had to get to bed, but it was called The Human Diet, and that's on Amazon Prime. You should watch it.
All right. Okay.
But yeah, anybody watching this, give that a watch, and it goes back to the, you know, like we do a lesson on you discovered like the history of the nutrition like 10,000 years ago, pre-hunter scavenger. But it's interesting. I've not got to the end yet, so I don't know what the outcome is really. So, but I believe it's about, you know, pretty similar to what we are doing, you know, on this planet. It was one of my clients that actually mentioned it to me, you know, and said, now I'm not recommending we go back to then. I reckon we should just go back to like our grandparents probably more than anything, where they were eating more vegetables, eating more fruit. And it was interesting in that program last night. It's like, we shouldn't be thinking it is that you've got to eat 5 bits of fruit and veg. What you should be saying is that, right, that should be the staple of your diet, and then the rest is built around it. So it's like, so you should always eat that and then get it around, rather than you getting your 5 bits a day, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, the biggest laugh, I mean, I get this all the time. Like I do use the NHS website as a lot of reference as well. If you go on the NHS website, 30 grams of sugar is your daily intake for the day. So go and have a look at that NHS website. The Eat Well plate's another good one. The Eat Well plate, like if you look at the Eat Well plate, I would say 95% of my diet's vegetables and grains. You know, so the majority is grains, and there's a little bit of meat and a little bit of dairy, but mainly it's like vegetables and bread, whole grain breads, whole grain rices, potatoes that have all got vitamins and fibers in them that are pretty much slow releasing energy as well. So forage oats, and just making healthier choices with less processed. The best. So I'm just going to jump in it because you mentioned clean. See, to me, it's more fresh is best.
Yeah, so mine's clean and fresh. And it has to be clean. But like I would say, my diet has changed. When I say my diet, I mean like what I'm eating. It has changed in that, like, so now I'm eating a lot of fish. You'll notice that on my food diary. I'm eating a lot of fish now, and a lot of steamed veg. And yeah, I would, you know, going back to like the grandparents, you know, I watched a program once that was like back in time to the shop, and it worked through the decades. I think I told you about it.
Yeah.
The food, and it was all about meal prep. Everything, you know, and the housewife, everything was fresh. There was absolutely no crap whatsoever.
Yeah.
you know, and everything was fresh.
So it is fresh though. I quite like the word fresh rather than clean, because clean means you're not allowed anything. It's like, I just think it's a bit American as well for me.
Right.
You know, fresh is very British. You know, I think there was a campaign. That's where I got the idea in my head, is that there was a campaign in the 80s called Fresh is Best. You know, and they were really trying, because in the 80s came along the diet industry, and the diet industry, you know, this is another thing, like counting calories. Like people go counting calories, and like we talk about energy balance, and everybody knows, like, this is not like nothing that anybody, I'm not teaching anybody here that, like, yeah, you've got to burn more calories than you put in to lose weight. Now, that makes sense, right? But the problem is that, like, it's what you put into your body. So our calorie consumption actually in the last 20 years has been the same. So we're consuming the same amount of calories than we were 20 years ago. So let's explain why obesity is trebled, why diabetes is trebled. It doesn't make sense. That's why we never count calories. Because if you don't bother starting something if you're not going to be able to do it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So for me, calorie consumption counting doesn't work. Yes, it might work in the short term. And yes, if you're eating 1,000 calories and you're burning 15, you're going to lose weight, but you're not going to be able to sustain it. Because once you finish the diet, and that's what it is, it's a diet. Calorie counting's a diet. Counting points is a diet. They're diets, you know, with the calorie counting. So the difference is that you're now eating, say, 1,500 calories of quality food. So,
yeah,
like I say, calorie consumptions remain the same. So it's different from the 1,500 calories of the shit that you were eating before that was affecting your hormones, your blood sugar levels. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was eating too much of it as well. I was eating too much of it. I wasn't moving at all as well. But yeah, I was eating, rubbish. And what I eat now it's like night and day.
Yeah,
absolute night and day.
I thought I'd get that out there because, like, you know, we don't do any counting on this plan. This is there's no counting whatsoever. There's no counting you don't need to know that much information. It really is irrelevant to you getting the results that you've achieved. You've not had to count it. And this is something you can do for the rest of your life. So it's like, you don't have to weigh anything. You don't have to count any points. You just make better choices. Is that?
So all you have to do in the morning, have your breakfast, write down what you've eaten. Simple. Have your snack, write down what you've had. Have your lunch, and then your snack, and then your evening meal, and then write down what you've had, and that is it, and that is all I do. That is it.
Oh, yeah. Excellent.
Honestly, it's so easy. It's like, well, it's not rocket science, but what Daniel will do, Daniel will text you back and say, cut that out, and cut that out.
Yeah, or change it, swap it.
Maybe. Change it, make it change.
Give you other options, so that this is basically the Gaynor plan. Then really, it's your plan. You know, nobody's going to be eating the same as Gaynor. Like, nobody submits the same plan as Gaynor. Gaynor's individual. She makes her own choices. She's a woman, you know, as opposed to being on a generic plan where you're all having to follow the same protocols and principles as everybody else. So listen, I've actually got to jump on a call just now. So thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it. I don't think anybody's got any questions. Liz White said it's a lifestyle. She says sugar is a treat. Sugar is not a treat. It's a threat. And that's really cool. That I like that one, actually. It very much is a threat. It's not a treat. I say this to people. In fact, I said it to somebody earlier on. Like, you can have what you like as part of a lifestyle choice. So I make choices. If I want to have a bit of chocolate cake, I will. It's not a treat. It's not a treat. That's something you would do, like if you had a dog. Good doggy, well done. Here's a treat. That's a reward. That's true. It's a reward. That's a reward syndrome. That's psychology of eating. So if I want to have a bit of chocolate cake, I will. And then I just move on to my next eating point, and it's healthy again. It's an apple, it's an orange, it's a banana, it's raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, nuts, you know, carrots, pepper, you know, healthy snack. Yeah, just eat from the ground, from the tree.
Yeah,
it's good to go. Fresh is best. So listen, I'll catch you next Monday, and we'll be in
the gym on Tuesday, Daniel. Right. We're going to do some sculpting.
Oh, fantastic. Gaynor, thanks very much for your time, and thanks for sharing your story. Yeah, it's great that you're able to come and have the confidence to do this. I did say to you 3 months ago you would, so.
You did, Daniel.
Excellent. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Right.
everybody. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.